Good morning, people. I'm here this morning to talk about the awakening process. But there's a twist. There is a certain twist. But before I continue to explain what the twist is, I have to explain to you that I have memories from a child of things that happened to me supernaturally. I have memories from a child saying to myself, why can't I have a thought or even clap my hands? And whatever was in my head, why isn't it materializing? And now I'm being honest. I am being honest. Why isn't it materializing? I've been on the tail end of this awakening journey for about 3.5 years. I've gone through a lot of stages within the awakening process. A heck of a lot of stages. I have met numerous people who were or are having the same experience as me. Evidence, my evidence. I have met people who I would call demonic because they have been in my aura. This is not my imagination. They have been in my aura. I have met people who are at various stages within the awakening process. My inner circle recently disclosed in writing what they have been doing demonically. They call themselves a deceptive, demonic person. This is real. This is real. And I have evidence. There are people out there that are in trouble, in serious trouble, in terms of the position they now find themselves in during the awakening process. The awakening process itself is good. The awakening process itself is good because it's about education. You learn things about yourself that you would not normally have access to, particularly in terms of the energetic energy that is available to all if it's used properly. The awakening process gathers or persuades people to take part in the awakening process. And here's one of the twists. On the basis of accessing inheritance, money. This is what most people's motivation is about money. And don't get me wrong, money is very important. Money is how people survive, mostly. But the awakening process itself, it makes claim that once you get to a certain position within the awakening process, your inheritance, your money will be given to you for you to do whatever you feel is best with that money, whether it's spent on family or whether it's spent on people who are in need. You know, the list is wide. The list is wide. I'm retired and I haven't got a lot of money, but I have enough, if I'm careful, to live on. The awakening process for at least 18 months for me have made claims that my inheritance, my blessings is due. It's come and it's gone. It's come and it's gone. It's come and it's gone. Upon excuse, upon excuse, upon excuse. This morning, or last night shall I say, I was woken up about 9:30 and I've not been back to bed. And I have been doing quite a few tasks in terms of the awakening process. That hasn't worked out, but it never works out. But there are good things about the awakening process that are good. I'll come to that in a second. I'm trying to be concise here in what I'm saying. Most people get trapped on the basis of money. And I've made that statement quite a few times. But you're not going to get your money. You're not going to get the promises in terms of the awakening process that claims you will get and you deserve. Spiritual warfare within the awakening process is real. I have felt it. My body's felt it. There are people out there that are demonic. This morning, I have said to the awakening process that I'm done. And I'm not going to go any further within the process. And that whoever is running the awakening process can do to me whatever they please. I don't care. I am man enough to stand up and take responsibility for myself. If the awakening process then wants to come back and harm me, so be it. I've led a life. I brought my children up the best way I can. And if it's my time to die, then bring it on. But the awakening process is not going to get the better of me. And all of a sudden, I felt all this pressure around my body. I had like a frequency in my mind. And I thought to myself, here we go. This is it. This is it. And what I said to myself was, I am not scared. I am not going to put myself in any form of fear at all. And guess what? The pressure in my mind, the way my body was feeling, just went. It just went. Now, the awakening process is such, and I'm going to be honest here. I'm going to be honest. The awakening process is such that it promises you all these different things within your life, within an individual's life. And I'm no different. Despite what the awakening process has offered me, I've always made a contingency plan. Yesterday, when I was listening to a recording from the awakening process, it highlighted to me that it is aware that I had made contingency plans. And I thought to myself, how could that be? I kid you not. And that I am in a false position because I should be relying on the awakening process totally. Surrender, the word is surrender. I know What I have experienced is true. I have evidence. I've spoken to other people who have said similar things to me. I have spoken to other people who have seen the same symbols as I have in my mind. I have spoken to people who have seen the same colours that I see in my mind. I see, with my eyes closed, I see orbs flashing all over the place. Other people have also seen that. This is all evidence to suggest that there is something going on. But because people are in isolation and there's more people that are not experiencing the awakening process than there is people experiencing the awakening process. So to come across, and I'm fortunate to come across people who have experienced or are experiencing the awakening process is, I wouldn't say slim, but it's about communication. It's about how you go about it. And for me, I'm really gutsy, very gutsy. And once I get a bit in my teeth, I do not let it go. So I've been going around the market in Christiana. I've been speaking to people about their experiences in terms of religion, in terms of the awakening process. Have they experienced the awakening process? Do they know of the awakening process? And if they do know of the awakening process, how do they feel? And I've got all this information. Now, this morning when I made my mind up that I am not going to go down this process anymore, and I said to myself that I'm not going to feel any fear, and whatever happens to me, happens to me. If I die today, I die today. And that is how I feel even now, because I'm speaking my truth. I'm going to say that again. I am speaking my truth in terms of what I'm experiencing. There's some of the things that I've experienced and some of the people that I've spoken to. So whatever is going on at this moment in time is absolutely real. Absolutely real. And do you know what? This dates back in time. This dates back time. So I started to think to myself, if God is the individual that is managing the awakening process, how can he treat people the way that he's treating me? And I'm not really sure what's going on, actually, if I'm being honest with you. But there is something going on at this moment in time that it needs to come out. It really needs to come out. There are parts of the awakening process that is good. And I wrote this as part of what I was going to say in a recording today. And I will video this at some point. But today, I just need to make a statement. If you are within the awakening process and you are in fear of your safety, try to put yourself in good vibes. Be happy. Fear is one of the things that this process gets people hooked on, because people are in fear. People are in fear. And what they are doing, they are continuing along the process because they're scared. Put yourself in a position where you don't give a shit what happens to you. And this is the only way. Put yourself in a position where you don't care what happens to you. Put some vibe music on and put yourself in a good mood, because once you put yourself in a position where you don't care about yourself, and I'm talking about the awakening process, you will find that your fear that you are experiencing will go. It will dissipate. What is going on currently around the world is not good. It's not good. And all you need to do is go back on this channel and see some of the things that I have said about the awakening process. And to be quite honest with you people, most of it is true. My concern here is that people are being kept within the awakening process on the basis of fear. I'm not sure. This channel that I've created, it's very, very young. And I'm not really sure how much this is going to get out into the world, because it needs to. It needs to. There is something going on at this moment in time that it's really quite serious. And if I can actually just say this as well, really, and this is going to make me sound really quite bizarre, but I have to look at what's going on, what has been reported on the news, although I haven't watched the news for a long time, but I've spoken to people about what is on the news. What is going on currently is a lot of UFO sightings. And I'm wondering at this moment in time whether there is a correlation in terms of what is going on in terms of the awakening process and how people are feeling today. What is going on cannot be ignored. It cannot be ignored. When I say that my body feels what is going on, I'm talking about I have sensations in my heart. I have almost another sensation of a heartbeat in my back. My third eye has pressure and also a frequency going through it. When I close my eyes, not only do I see faces, I see colours intermingling, I have visions of being in the countryside. Now, I don't want you to think that I am a loon or I have mental health issues, because I can assure you that I haven't. This channel was created on the basis of my experience that I've encountered within the awakening process. And on the basis of, I created this channel on the basis of my experience. Who would I be as a person if I didn't report my concerns now? Who would I be if I didn't report my concerns now? I am concerned about the amount of people who have now experienced the awakening process, and because they don't want to be viewed underhand, that's the best thing I can, they don't want to be viewed, I don't know what to say about that, really. In a way that people would think that they have, I don't know what to say about that, really, because what I'm doing now is very difficult, and I associate to how people are feeling in terms of the awakening process, and they're continuing along the awakening process in terms of fear. In terms of fear. Fear is keeping people stuck within a process that they have no way of getting out at this moment in time. But this is a way of getting out. Cover yourself by not caring about what happens to you. Cover yourself. Put some good music on. Dance. Because once you are in a good mood, whatever is going on can't touch you. Cannot touch you. If you are having difficulties in terms of this process that we have involved ourselves in, please drop me a line and tell me how you're feeling. For those people who see this and think it's a joke, it's not. It's not a joke. I'm not joking. People, this is not funny. There are thousands of people out there who are having an experience, and that experience that they're encountering, they're in isolation on their own. I've made statements about this process and how the mental health services have got records of how many people that they have dosed up with drugs that are experiencing similar things to what I'm saying now in terms of the awakening process. The evidence is out there. But what I don't know at this moment in time is what is behind this. But to repeat myself, people get involved within this process due to money. Due to money. Be aware. Be aware. I'm not sure at this moment in time where this is going to go. I have no idea where this is going to go. It might even go viral, and I have bloody, I don't know, cameras and stuff outside me gates. I have no idea where this is going to go, but I am being deadly serious. I am being deadly serious. That's all I can say at this moment in time, people. That's all I can say. That there is something going on. I am not mad. I haven't got mental health issues. I actually joined this awakening process on the basis that I could be of service to people who require assistance in their lives. This is what I've done all my life. This is what I've done all my life. I am concerned. I am concerned. Please go back and have a look at what I've reported in terms of my experience, because that is my facts. That is my evidence that I've collated over a period of time. And it's true. What I'm saying in terms of this channel is true. The only thing that I'm doubting at this moment in time is that I am being divinely guided. And I know that sounds stupid now in terms of what I'm saying. I'm not sure where this is going to go. I'm not sure where this is going to go, but there are people who are affected. And there are demonic people around. There are. That's all I can say at this moment in time, people. Be careful. Be careful. Take care.